What is up, everyone? Discussionverse here with a brand new video to go over Ari Aster's highly anticipated upcoming Western horror film titled Eddington. This is set for release this year on July 18th, and with the teaser dropping today, it's only fitting that I cover this highly anticipated but seriously mysterious movie. With Ari Aster already having proven to be a great horror director, it's really exciting to see what his fourth movie is gonna bring, since we already have received Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid. Before I get into that, this is your friendly reminder to please smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and then if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and then hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that out of the way, let's get right into this. So with Ari Aster's new film Eddington, it is going to be set in a small New Mexico town during the early days of the COVID pandemic. It is described as a western, a mystery, and also rumored to be a horror. From the twisted mind behind Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid, Ari Aster is steering straight into pandemic paranoia and social breakdown in what's shaping up to be one of his most politically and emotionally volatile stories yet. The story centers around a small town sheriff, played by Joaquin, who gets into a heated standoff with the town's mayor, played by Pedro Pascal. A24 describes it as a powder keg moment where neighbor turns against neighbor, and honestly, if you were alive in May 2020, you already feel that tension. The teaser that was dropped today gives us a really eerie window into the sheriff's world. Phoenix's character is just sitting alone, scrolling his phone. The teaser trailer doesn't give much in terms of the plot, but what it does do is capture the absolute psychological breakdown of that moment. We have Wuhan references, Tom Hanks' diagnosis somehow being in relation with COVID, hashtag ACAB, conspiracy theories, sex trafficking rants, the whole 2020 fever dream wrapped up in one social feed. It's disturbingly accurate, and all he's missing is a second screen with Animal Crossing, really. And again, while the trailer doesn't give us a lot of plot details, we do get a lot of things that we can build off of, such as Phoenix's sheriff character Joe Cross seemingly being the aggressor, maybe even perhaps the antagonist of this movie. We do see in the teaser social clips passing by where it reads, "Law and Order's sheriff assaults protester in town rocked by murders." From there, we then see the characters played by Austin Butler giving cult leader energy, and Emma Stone's character publicly apologizing for her husband's bizarre quote-unquote announcement, and suggests a story steeped in guilt, power, and identity in the face of total societal collapse. Based on the trailer details, it actually appears she is the wife of Sheriff Joe Cross, being played by Joaquin, and her name is Louise Cross, as seen in the doom scrolling that his character is doing and the Instagram handle there. So it's pretty interesting to see how we can kind of weave some things together here, but definitely do not have the full picture of what is going to be going on in the movie. Now, of course, that doesn't really give any indication as to what the plot of Eddington is going to be about, though if you are a fan of Ari Aster's work, then you know he loves to use deeply personal themes as the foundation for his horror films. He doesn't just make horror movies, he uses horror as a language to dissect deeply human fears, as Hereditary explored inherited trauma and the idea that some pain is passed down like a curse, while also literally exploring a curse. Meanwhile, Midsommar flips the script by placing grief and codependency in broad daylight, using a cult as a metaphor for emotional manipulation and the illusion of healing. And then Beau is Afraid. That's where Aster fully leans into existential dread, turning anxiety itself into the monster. It's like he's less interested in jump scares and more obsessed with what really keeps us up at night. His films are therapy sessions wrapped in nightmares, basically, and we can fully expect that with Eddington in some form or fashion. With Eddington, it really feels and looks like he's tapping into mass hysteria, misinformation, and the collective paranoia of the COVID era, using a Western mystery as the skeleton for a much deeper psychological and societal exploration. It's also important to focus on that teaser poster that was released, as it's not just unsettling, it's devastating, especially since the photograph focuses on a herd of buffalo mid-fall tumbling helplessly off a cliff, and it's actually a photograph shot by David Voyanovich called Untitled Buffalo, and at first glance, it looks mythic, almost surreal, but it's a really loaded picture, as Voyanovich shot it as an allegory for mass death and government indifference during the AIDS crisis. And in the context of Eddington, it really hits home, as the movie is going to be set in the early days of the COVID pandemic, and the film pits a small town sheriff and a power-hungry mayor against each other as fear and tension boil over. That image of the buffalo, it mirrors a society being quietly driven off a cliff by authority, by fear, by each other. It's horror rooted in the real, and hindsight is 2020. And yeah, Aster knows exactly what he's doing. It's very clear that Eddington is going to be using the pandemic era panic as the emotional foundation for the horror route. But instead of telling us how to feel, Aster is going to show us how easily everything can fracture, such as society, trust, even identity. And then we have Joaquin Phoenix's character in Sheriff Joe Cross, who doesn't just seem like a lawman in the area, but he seems like a dangerous man, as we see headlines like "The sheriff assaults protester" flash across the screen, and we physically see him do that in the teaser trailer that was released. Meanwhile, Pascal's mayor character tries to hold things together, appearing in campaign-style clips promising safety and stability. So we're going to see a lot of different angles into what causes all this paranoia and hysteria. The whole teaser itself feels like a real snapshot of a country losing its grip. The pandemic may be the backdrop for this movie, but the real horror seems to be the people and what they become when the fear takes over. So yeah, Eddington looks like it's going to be a brutal reflection of 2020, wrapped in Ari Aster's signature style of creeping dread and psychological horror. It's not just horror, it's what the hell is wrong with people horror, if you get me. Keep in mind, it is really early to say anything definitive, but these are my thoughts and possible ideas as to what the film could show us when it comes out July 18th. Until that time comes, this is really all we have so far. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this movie and what you think it might be about, especially considering how twisted Ari Aster's work can get, such as Hereditary, Midsommar, two of my personal favorites, and even the less favorable Beau is Afraid. These films let us know that we're in store for something truly twisted and upcoming with Eddington. So that does wrap up the video for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Then when you do, turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Till then, I'll catch you mother lovers later. Peace.